Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, I'm back. Um, just did a 13-hour shift last night. Just waking up this morning. I actually was able or fortunate enough to actually have a day off. Just to enjoy myself. I just wanted to talk about basically the importance of just grinding and actually working 7 days a week. Um, I did touch on in the last video that some people don't even realize the opportunity that they have, um, and they'll just like ignore it and put it to the wayside. But when you have that opportunity, you got to go out there and you got to grind. Right? Working 7 days a week will get you to where you need to be. Um, like I said, some people are not fortunate enough to even get two jobs because, like I said, it may clash with their first job schedule. They got kids, they need somebody to watch their kids. Just a lot of different intricacies, a lot of situations that can happen. So, I am fortunate enough, to have that support system, my wife and my parents as well, so that, you know, I can make time to go out and do what I need to do. But, working 7 days a week, if you lock in for a year, just 1 year, you will be in a whole different position by the time that next year comes around. 7 days a week, right? When you think of that, you think of maybe for some people anxiety, a lot of stress, a lot of grit, a lot of grind. Um, maybe not resting as much, but these are things that you have to work out and learn on the way, just from experience. So with me, um, to get my sleep schedule right, and it's really a science to this, and it's really you know something that when I thought about it, before I did it, I did admit that I mean it was kind of crazy. It was kind of crazy for me to go out there. Excuse me. It was kind of crazy for me to go out there and then work 7 days a week. But especially as a man, well, what kept me actually going was the motivation and how much money that I would be able to achieve accomplishing this goal, right? It's really a motivator, to know that I can increase my income, just like that, and within the last couple of months, I was able to save up a substantial amount of money. I'm doing $400 a week, just saving up, you know. This is all cash reserves. And, I put that in my safe. I do actually invest in crypto, um, about $35 a day. I wasn't able to be in a position like this before, just working one job. It's like, I mean, you can try to save, you could try to invest, you could try to do these things. But as soon as an emergency comes up, then it's like everything is gone. So you do need that second stream of income, right? Um, they say millionaires have seven streams of income, right? I never even thought about like having two jobs. It's like, two jobs, like I said, some people may look at it as like stress, anxiety. But I really look at it as a way out. I really look at it as an opportunity. I really look at it as something that you should take advantage of, because if you're not, and you have your days off, it's like, what are you doing those other days? You know, it's like, are you scrolling through social media? Are you just not being productive? Things of that matter. So it's like, okay, if I'm not at work, then I'm actually losing money. How I'm looking at it is, if I'm at work, then I'm actually making money and I'm not losing money. right? And I feel that I do deserve a day off today, um, because I did, save up at least 6 months in advance, 6 months worth of bills, uh, just in case an emergency happens, right? I could lose a job, I could lose both of them, I could get injured, anything of that matter. But I do feel that I deserve, um, just a resting day, right? Because I've been doing this for the past 6 months, and I'm not saying that it's easy. I mean, nothing worth it or nothing worthwhile is easy at all, right? You got to put in the work, right? And like I said, especially as a man, it's like, what else are you doing? Are you just like watching TV? Are you learning something? A lot of people are lazy. They say that they want it, but or a lot of people are lazy. They say that they want it, but it's like when they're presented the opportunity, are you really going to go after it, right? So, within 6 months, I was able to save up $13,000. I'm still on that mission. I'm still on that journey. I'm really, just thinking ahead and thinking about the future and thinking where I can be at within the next 10 years, right? So these, so they said if you plan to, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that before, but um, I believe that to be true. You know, a lot of people like to live in a moment, but it's something that you have to think about. You don't want to be working when you're older. As you get older, you're not going to want to work. So you need to be thinking about how will my future self think me now, right? My future self should be kissing my feet right now, right? Because we're putting ourselves in a position, all right? It's your now self and then your future self, right? It's like you have to work together, even though you're the same person, but you guys, I mean, you have to, you got to work together, right? So these are things that you have to plan out. Um, I always wasn't like big on, the credit thing, you know, but these are things that you have to pay attention to. I mean, if you want to excel, as far as like getting a house, uh, getting loans, um, something that you really have to start paying attention to. And believe me, life is the best teacher because these are some things that I never thought about, you know, in my 20s, was never, privy to it. No one actually told me about it. Um, so these are things that you have to go through, right? And, when I seen a way out, I just took it. I've been doing Amazon delivery for the past 2 years, and I had my always had my other 3 days open, right? And like I said, I went and pursued my CDL and got my CDL back in November of 2025. Only took me about 2 months to get, and I passed my test on the first day. So that was actually a blessing, right? And when you're just starting out off in trucking, right? They want you to go on the road, OTR. They want you to do regional. That's just something that I wasn't not into. They only want you to do, you got to be going weeks at a time, 2 to 3 weeks at a time, sometime months. Come home for a 34 hour to a week reset, I guess. And I just felt that that lifestyle was not for me. I just felt that it would like, destroy the family structure at that point, right? I was fortunate enough, well, actually, my wife, she applied to some jobs for me, right? And they all said they wanted a year experience. And when she applied for me to Amazon, the AFP, they actually accepted me, which that was a blessing in itself, right? And that was the opportunity. That was the way out. These are some things that you have to realize. And if you don't, you'll never get ahead because it's just It's like you're looking at it as, oh, I'm not working two jobs. I'm not doing that. I'm not slaving. I'm not doing this. When that's not the case. You know, this is something that could be a vehicle to get you to the next level. If you're not motivated or you don't have a goal, um, then it makes things that much harder. Like if I know that I'm just living to pay bills, like I'm getting up, going to work every day, and I know I'm going in circles, I think that's what makes it harder. But if you know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, then that's what makes it easier because you now have a goal to attain, right? You now have a goal to reach for. And, I just believe that if I'm not going in circles, and I will be in a different position as time goes on, I mean, that's all the motivation I need to work those 7 days. And you can do it too. You can do it, right? So you need to be living, if you need to be thinking about 10, I say 5 to 10 years ahead. Where will you be in 5 years? Where will you be in 10? Don't just go day to day, not knowing what's going on. Man, I was never able to really save this amount of money. I mean, it feels good. It feels good to know that you have some type. It's not a lot of money, but at least you have some type of security. And I'm not living check to check. That's the goal, not to live check to check. And when you do increase your income, do not increase your lifestyle. Okay, that's one thing that I really need to stress. Do not increase your lifestyle. All right. When you increase the income, don't get a new car, no car note. Don't, go and get a new house or up your rental payments, for something nice, because now you're moving backwards, right? So keep your same lifestyle, all right, up your income, and then you will save the difference of that. You will save the difference and you will see the difference actually. Okay. So, I just wanted to get on here and talk to you guys about that. The importance of, working 7 days, right? The importance of, grinding up your money, the importance of, I just want to, let you not guys know, the importance of locking in for a year, saving up, right? Like I said, increasing your income, but not increasing your lifestyle, right? And like I said, if you do that, you will be moving backwards if you do that, right? So that's the importance of, like I said, increasing your income, but not increasing your lifestyle, right? And if you lock in for a year, just 1 year, you'll be in the position you need to be. I promise you that, right? I will be touching base with you guys. And I'll see you guys on the next video. If you like what you see, right, hit the subscribe button and hit the like button, right? Doesn't hurt you, doesn't cost you anything. So I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.